Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're actually going to be talking about does OperaGX actually work and improve your FPS. Now before you click off thinking this is a sponsor, because a lot of people do that, I'm not paid by this app. I want to make it very clear. OperaGX, if you're watching this and you want to pay me, now I'm not going to say no. Anyways, so here we are, right? We're at OperaGX. I don't even know where I'm at in OperaGX because I personally don't use this, right? I don't even have an account, matter of fact, and I don't know how to go back. I'm gonna be honest with you. I guess open a new tab, close that, whatever. We're back, okay? And this is my first impression. And for you guys that have never touched OperaGX, this may be your first impression. So let's try and make it the best. But quickly, before I say anything, OperaGX is one of the only browsers that allows you to optimize absolutely everything you do. And that is about all I know. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in here, and there's a few things in here that, don't seem legit. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I feel like this is why a lot of people are extremely skeptical about what they're using, because what web browser has a CPU limiter, right? You know what I mean? What web browser allows you to limit how much internet speed is going to the web browser? It just doesn't make sense, right? So we're gonna test a few of these and try our best to see if they actually work for the game of Fortnite. Now, the reason I'm dropping this video today is because of the day of this dropping, there's a solo cash cup, and I know a lot of you guys like to tab your favorite streamers, like T1LZR. That guy's apparently amazing. He plays every solo cash cup on stream, and he's probably live today during the cash cup. And he'll be live for this one too. I just, So if you do want to watch your favorite streamer while playing the game, or do whatever it is you want to do on Chrome, I don't know what you do, right? Or, sorry, Chrome, OperaGX, I don't know what it is you do, right? You can now play Fortnite, run maximum FPS, and have your favorite streamer tabbed or YouTube video if you're watching YouTube videos. Now, let's get into testing some of this OperaGX. Now, in Hot Tabs Killer, there's a RAM and a CPU. I'm not sure what this does, so that is one thing we're not going to test. Okay, I have no clue what that does, but I see a network limiter. Limit how much bandwidth OperaGX can use. Your connection speed will be affected, meaning when this is turned on, your connection speed to the web browser would be affected, not your connection speed to any game you're playing. So let's put it this way. Let's say you live in absolutely nowhere, the ass crack of Alabama, for example, and you are running 2 billion ping, but you want to have Twitch open, okay? You're like, okay, but I want to watch Twitch and play Fortnite, but it increases my FPS. So there's only one thing you can do. Well, there's two. First, you cannot watch Twitch and just have lower internet, or you can have OperaGX and turn on a network limiter while watching Twitch, for example, which is kind of insane, but does this work is the question. And the only way to test this is doing a speed test. Also, I do want to mention, when you type in here, it actually sounds so good. I know y'all hear that. That sounds so good. Anyways, back to the speed test. We're going to try and do this without leaking my internet. Now, let's make sure network limiter is off. Good, perfect. Run test. Now, this is going to do a speed test on my internet. And I don't like this speed test because I already know that's wrong. So we're going to go to this next one. Here we are. I'm going to have to blur some stuff so it doesn't leak my IP address. But here we go. Okay, that's still really low. I think it's because we have Fortnite open. But it's still higher than what it was. So, alright, 700, around 800. Which is about right. I have fiber, so I should have 1K up and down, but I am recording with Fortnite open. So, you never know. And to see that this is working, yeah, my ping ain't even spiking. I'm going to be honest with you. I was going to show you my ping spiking, but it's not. Alright, here we are. Download 903, right, for the download, and 900 for the upload. We already know what it's going to be. Now, we're going to go ahead and close this, because we know we're going to get 900 up, 900 down. We're going to look at a speed test again, but this time, we're going to have the network on to, let's say you guys only want 80 Mbps, which is not a lot at all. Okay, let's just say that's what you want. We'll do a speed test. Now, essentially, this should only get me to 80 on each side, or around 80. So let's go ahead and see if it gets me to around 80 on each side, because that's all I'm allowing this web browser to use. And just like that, as you can see, it's using a little bit more than I'm allowing it to use, but that is okay. Hitting in the 80s is perfect. And if you're not okay with this extra 3% it's using, you can lower it even more. Matter of fact, you could lower it all the way down to 512 kbps, which is literally just insane. But as you can see, network limiter works. So if you want to watch Twitch, YouTube, whatever it is you want to watch while playing FNCS, you can, and it won't affect your internet speeds. As you can see, this works quite literally perfect. Now, We're going to turn the network limiter off because we don't care about that. And if you guys don't care about your network, you may care about how much FPS you'll get while having your favorite streamer tagged, right? And, you know, there's a few things here, which is literally, it looks like as if it was made for Fortnite because there's a RAM limiter and a CPU limiter. And for those of you guys that don't actually know this, Fortnite runs specifically off RAM and CPU. Now, don't get me wrong, it does use a little bit of your GPU, but not enough to cause any FPS problems. So this is literally perfect. So if we turn this on and we put it to about half. Matter of fact, let's max it. It says it's using 4% of my CPU. And to check this, we'll open up Task Manager and see how much is it actually using of my CPU. Now we do this, and OperaGX is using, okay, it's moving around. Let's just search it. OP. Here we are, OperaGX. This is how much my CPU is using, 0.2%. And on here, it's saying it's using 2%, which is about accurate. Now, if we have this to 50, open up Task Manager, and it says it's using 0%, which is almost impossible, I feel like. And that is quite literally insane. If I'm gonna be honest, that means it does work, and it won't cause an FPS problem by being half. Matter of fact, having it open, my game actually feels as if I have nothing open, which is literally insane because I'm also recording, right? So here we go. That actually does work, and if we lower it even more, I'm assuming it's still gonna say 0%. We just lowered it, so give it a second. It's gonna spike here, 0%. 0.2. It being lower actually shows 0.2 back down to 0. That is literally insane. 0, 0, 0, straight zeros on the board, bro. It's barely using my CPU, but does that affect how fast things run on here? Let's find out. So we're going to open up Twitch. We're actually not signed in because we just installed this. It looks like it's running a little slow, but not bad. Here we are. Now, the quality is fine. 1080, sorry, guys, 1080p. Audio is fine. Now, let's open up Task Manager and take a look at this. 2%, 2.9%. Now, this is with Twitch open. Now, there's only one way to know if that's better, right? So we have, let me open this. We have it on 2%. Okay, now let's open up Chrome, which is what I normally would use. And let's go to Twitch, and let's open up a random streamer, and let's compare the two. So as OperaGX, okay, is using, give it a second, It says 4.7, 0.8, 0% while running Twitch in the background, okay? And then we go back, now let's check how Chrome is doing. 0.10, 3.2, 3.8. Now, let's go back to Opera and see if that's actually working better. Type in OP, Opera. Here we go. So we have 1.6, 49, right? Jump to 1,000. 0.1, 0.1, 1.6, 49 again. It looks like Opera is actually working a little better. Let me check Chrome one time. It looks like they're working roughly around the same. These over here are jumping though to 0.1, 0.1. So Chrome at the end of the day is still using more of your CPU, but it's not a huge difference, even though this processor limiter is on the lowest, but it is still a difference. And every little thing helps when it comes to a lot of people and their lower end PCs, even on higher end PCs, because Fortnite nowadays is constantly stuttering and running like butt cheeks, so every little bit does help, even if it's not a crazy amount. But I will say this network thing is actually, like, I'm actually kind of mind blown that that's even a thing on here. Anyways, let's go turn the RAM CPU limiter off, or sorry, the CPU limiter off, and let's go ahead and try RAM limiter. Now, I'm not too sure how we could check this other than the same way we just checked the CPU. So let's go into performance, go to memory. Processes, sorry, guys. What am I doing? Guys, it's late, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's 4:14 when I'm recording this. Just bear with me here. Alright, OperaGX is using 1,300. Okay, so to save you the app session, OperaGX and Chrome on the memory side, even with the limiter, they run about the same. I don't think you notice a difference between Chrome and OperaGX on the memory side. In either way, you're not going to notice anything using a bunch of memory other than maybe like Discord. Like that is it, because I know Discord uses a lot. That's the only thing I think that would cause like a crazy Bro, I just can't speak today. A performance issue is like Discord. But yeah, to save you the app session, they're about the same. But I would still go with Opera. And the reason I was to go with Opera is because just like the CPU, they're pretty similar in like speeds and everything like that, but OperaGX is just overall the more consistent web browser when it comes to trying to get on the lower end of, performance issues. So OperaGX is just a lot more consistent, running lower and, just overall better than, the web browser Chrome that we're comparing. It works roughly around the same as Chrome, but at the end of the day, a memory limiter isn't the biggest thing when it comes to, a lot of stuff, right? You don't need to have the lowest amount of memory, but the fact that the CPU limiter makes OperaGX work better than Chrome, and I already know damn well this works better than Microsoft Edge and literally anything else. Yeah, so there you go. And then a network limiter, I mean, it really doesn't get any better than that, and that's just the start of it. Right now, I don't want to make this video 5 years long, so we're gonna quickly speed run the rest because I feel like these are like the big topics of today. And to answer your question, for what all you guys clicked on this video for, will OperaGX actually help you improve your FPS? Now, yes, it technically will, right? It will technically help you improve your FPS. And matter of fact, it'll even help you improve your ping. But on the topic of ping, another way to improve your ping is actually an app called Gear Up Booster. Now, this app actually allows you to boost over 2,000 plus games, all the way from PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch games. Now, they have literally any game you could think of, and, it just works really well. Now, you may have heard mixed things from Gear Up Booster and Xlag, but they work exactly the same. Matter of fact, Xlag works worse than Gear Up Booster does for me. While playing the game with Xlag, I get constant red lines. While playing with Gear Up Booster, I get a stable ping, but I will say they drop my ping the exact same. If I'm on Fortnite and I have around 12 ping, I turn on Xlag and I now have around 0. Same thing for Gear Up, but Xlag gives me consistent red lines for some reason, so I do tend to, migrate towards Gear Up Booster a little bit more. And if you'd like to try this out completely for free and see if it lowers your ping like it lowers mine, you can do it with the link in the description. Use code LASER when you sign up, and you get to try it absolutely for free on top of the free trial you already get. Now, in order to claim this free trial, basically when you launch it, you go to My Wallet, and then from My Wallet, you type your here and you type LZR gaming and you click redeem. Now, I've already redeemed this code because I too tested it as well. When, I got the code, I tested it to see if it worked before I even showed anybody Gear Up Booster, and it works perfectly for me. Now, I also want to touch on the topic of people saying if Gear Up Booster works so well, why do pros like Asian Jeff that also promote it move to Texas? And I want to quickly explain something to you. You need to understand how an app works. An app isn't going to give you 60 ping living in Africa, 0 ping on Central. You got to understand that, right? And when Agent Jeff lives, east and he wants to lower ping on Central, putting on an app is only going to help so much. The big fix to everything is moving on the servers. And that is why people that promote apps like this still move closer to servers, because an app can only help so much. But the biggest part is that it does help. So trying it absolutely for free with the link in the description, and let me know how it is for you. And we're actually giving away a few memberships still, so if you'd like to, the first few people to DM me with proof of downloading Gear Up Booster will actually have a chance at winning a membership. So let's continue with the video. Alright guys, sorry for that yap session about Gear Up Booster. I just had to get something off my chest, okay? Also, this is not where I live. I don't know where Oslo is, or whatever that is, but great. Anyways, let's see what else can we actually do. Now, you can customize literally anything in here, as well as turn off quite literally everything. Web modding, keyboard sounds, browser sounds, right? Which I'm gonna turn off. I'll keep the keyboard sounds on. That sounds kind of nice. Background music. I don't hear anything. Show sidebar off on. We're gonna keep that on. Show speed dial suggestions. No need. Widgets off. Don't want widgets there. Browsing data, you can clear it here. Block ads. It has an ad blocker apparently, which is great. AI prompts and text highlight pop-up. Pop-ups is a sign of bad. No, thank you. And then it even has a OperaGX cleaner. Cookies, tabs, browsing history, downloads, sidebar icons. And start cleaning. I guess it cleans out the browser as well if you have, a lot of, some stuff on there. Don't know what you would have on here, but hey. And then mods, which we're not going to get into mods. This looks like a lot. So that is all we're going to talk about for today. Now, if you want to see a video covering absolutely every single optimal setting for OperaGX, then make sure we get this video to 150 likes, because that is the only way I'm going to do that, is this video hitting 150 likes. Now, I will say, to sum up the entire video, OperaGX and Chrome, which is better? And I say Chrome because that is the best browser you can use other than OperaGX. So that means OperaGX is obviously going to be better, with the Wi-Fi limiter topping off quite literally everything, because that is insane. And, you know, it being more consistent with the lower numbers and performance, we're going to go with OperaGX for this one. I do highly recommend OperaGX to anybody with a lower end potato booty cheek PC. Even if you're on a higher end PC, having something that works a little better than any other browser is still good, because, you know, it can help you out in game. You never know when you might need the extra FPS, even if you do run a consistent 240. Now, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you did like, make sure you like, subscribe, share it to a friend that needs maybe a new browser or has a trash PC and you want to help them out, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.